Welcome back to Let's Talk Vicksburg. My name is Kynnade Washington, and today we have Natasha James here to discuss dating violence in teens. All right. Miss James, what exactly is an outreach coordinator?
Outreach coordinator plays many roles. One is a person who goes out into the community and advocate for victims of domestic violence, teen dating violence. Outreach coordinator is the one that goes out and educate the community of the teen dating violence, bring awareness to whatever situation is going on.
In your experience, how does the violence usually start?
A lot of times, violence starts with teenagers, and a lot of the teenagers that experience the violence or are the abuser are the ones who have seen it at home, or it's their environment, or social media, or the music that they listen to. What they think that's okay is not okay in society when it comes to teen dating violence. It becomes their norm. So, and without having a lack of understanding and knowing what the signs and what is teen dating violence, they don't think that nothing is wrong.
Are there any warning signs to look for teens?
There are many warning signs that you can look for. A lot of times when teenagers are going through teen dating violence, they may go through depression. They may have lack of study habits. They may be having failing grades. Some seems to separate from the crowd because a lot of times when they're going through teen dating violence, they're feeling ashamed. They don't want nobody to know what they're going through. So they kind of distance themselves from others.
Why do you think it's so hard to get out of abusive relationships?
Um, a lot of times people don't want to get out of abusive relationships because, for one, they are in denial. They're not thinking that what they're going through is actual abuse, and they don't want their friends, they don't want their family members to know that they've been dealing with a lot of different issues.
Do you think it's possible for a person to love someone who's abusing them?
I think that it is possible for you to love that person, but you have to love yourself more than the other person because, as in the term say, love is not abusive. Love is respect. Love does not hurt. So, to truly love somebody, you wouldn't want to put your hands on them. You wouldn't want to have them going through emotional distress. You wouldn't want them to be in no type of harm.
What would you say to a friend who's a victim of an abusive relationship?
Well, what I would say to a friend, I would tell them that you're not alone. There's a lot of people that go through the same thing that you're going through, but you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay in that situation. There are resources out there that are able to help you. There are people who, support you. And anytime that you're going through a domestic violence situation and you feel fearful, you should be able to, find somebody that you can reach out to and, talk to that you feel comfortable with and talk to about your situation and let them guide you to lead you to, solutions to your problems.
What's something that teens can do to make their relationships healthier?
Number one thing that teens can do is practice healthy communication. Learn how to talk to each other. Be open. Respect each other. Respect each other's privacy. And making sure that, each person is being valued.
In these situations, who can teens turn to for help?
And a lot of times teens don't turn to their parents because they feel they're not comfortable talking to their parents about those situations, but they should find somebody that they can trust. A lot of times in the school system, they have counselors that they feel supported by. They should go to a counselor. If they're not able to go to a counselor or go to a trusted friend, there are programs out there, and there's the loveisrespect.org. They could go on that website. They could get resources. They can text 2522, and that is love is. It will also provide them with someone to talk to, someone to chat with, and they'll direct them in the right path.
I read that 1 in 10 teens report being abused by their romantic partner. What about the ones who don't report it?
There's a lot that does not report the domestic violence. There's 8.5% that has been reported in the last year of teenagers that has experienced domestic violence. There's 9.7% of teens that has reported a sexual abuse. So out of that range, there's still a lot of people that need to be aware of domestic violence. They need to be aware of the signs because it's a growing factor and it's affecting us daily, where it's not even just the physical abuse. Being able to understand that teen dating violence is all about a power of control. Someone's trying to control your every move, the social media, telecommunications. All that is a part of teen dating violence, emotional. Because a lot of times when you talk to somebody and you ask them about teen dating violence, or have you ever been in a teen dating violence relationship, the first thing they say is no, because when it comes to mind, they always think about the physical abuse. A lot of times physical abuse is the last resort. There's so many things that start before the physical abuse come and take place. That emotional, downgrading you, disrespectful, verbal abuse, all those are signs that shows you that you're starting a road of dating violence.
How common do males experience the abuse?
Males experience dating violence just as much as females. There are not as many males that come forward, but they are in the category of teen dating violence as well. It doesn't have a gender, race, or ethnic. So yeah, we all experience teen dating violence the same.
I know there's help for people being abused, but what about the abusers?
Well, here I've experienced when it comes to the abuser, working with the court system. A lot of times the judge will order the abuser to have anger management classes. They have certain programs that, before it get, too bad, to be able to take classes and counsel and to try to, aid the issue that they're going through.
Thank you for joining us today to talk about teen dating violence, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Vicksburg.